All right, huddle up. Let's get in 13 personnel and go pistol, bundle left, yellow 5, switch, H follow. Vanderbilt shocked the nation this weekend by beating number 1 ranked Alabama, and they did so with plays like this one. So let's break it down. 3 minutes to go in the third. Vandy leads 23-21, and it's 4th and 1. The Commodores elect to go for this, so they come out in 13 personnel, 1 running back, 3 tight ends, and they line up in this cool formation into the boundary. So all 3 tight ends bunched together there, plus the X receiver and the running back in this pistol set directly behind the quarterback. Now, Vandy had a lot of success moving the football on the ground in heavy personnel groupings for most of the game, which helped set up play action. And that's exactly what we get here. A play fake into the boundary, which I'm calling yellow 5. And this is also our pass protection. Full 7-man slide protection with the running back and one of those tight ends staying in to block. And from there, Vandy runs switch release verticals, which is one of the most popular concepts in football right now. Essentially, your number 1 outside receiver, your number 2 inside receiver are running vertical routes, but they switch off the line of scrimmage. And Vandy adds a cool wrinkle here. That H-back that's there in the bunch formation, he follows that outside vertical because this football really is supposed to come out now. All we need is 1 yard. Let's hit him right now before that turns into a full wheel route. The only problem is with how much success Vanderbilt had on the ground throughout the game, combined with the play fake, Alabama's secondary ends up getting so low that Junior Sherrill's able to get behind him, and from there, Diego Pavia gives him a chance. Put it up on 4th and 1. Imagine hitting this play to extend your lead over Alabama, and this wasn't some fluke win. The Commodores led for the entire ball game. What a performance by Diego Pavia. What a win for head coach Clark Lee. A lot of it was because of plays like this one. This is 13 personnel, pistol, bundle left, yellow 5, switch, H follow.
David, great stuff. This goes back to basically what we were saying during the recap was, how do you close the talent gap? Even though Vanderbilt's as talented as they have been in a long time, how do you close the talent gap with Bama some? A lot of it is eye candy and doing multiple things that can slow them down. I mean, this is like, you know, you're hanging out at a bar and you run into some girl and she's hilarious and she's doing like impressions and all these things with her hands, you know, and you don't realize her eyebrows are drawn on. Like like David, it's one of those things that takes your attention, doesn't let you play fast or just put everything out there for you. This is a pick play, basically, right? Like it's a version of a pick play with the switch release. So if they did come in man, that just feels like a play to me, David, that when they were going over, hey, 3rd and shorts or situation, this is one we want to run. Make sure we get it out quick to this guy. And Diego Pavia's like, well, what about Sherrill on the go? He's like, don't worry about that. We're just trying to run that safety off. Yeah. Don't even worry about him. And then during the game, the first one's a little bit covered up, so you work back to that, and it hits for a touchdown. But Vanderbilt was doing such a great job of giving so many different looks and testing the eye discipline of Bama, and they were able to hit him deep. It just, Tim Beck called the game of his life. Diego Pavia played the game of his life, and man, they earned that one.
Yeah,
I just worry about your health. I know your wife just watched that. For sure.
And Michigan lost?
We went over it last night. Okay. We went over it. I said, it has to be done. It has to be done. If Michigan's not exempt from like Texas got their play this year. But no, it called a perfect game. Called a perfect game, had everything working, and surprisingly in heavy personnel groupings. You know, a lot of these teams say, okay, you know, if we're going to beat Alabama, let's just come out in 10 personnel and 5 wide and just see if we can get lucky on some deep shots. That was 13 personnel. You're lined up with 3 tight ends against Alabama. They did it for multiple times in the game. They had the shovel passes working multiple times. They hit them on shovel routes. There were multiple plays you could have picked from this game.
You had the 3 pillars of what you had to have. You had Lady Luck for Vanderbilt, which balls bounced your way, ball pops up in the air, you pick it, run and go, have an interception. You need the Joker, which is a guy that can make a play when the play breaks down and maybe get to that 3rd read, and that's what Diego Pavia did all night, including on 3rd down. And then you need the sensei. You need discipline. And they didn't make stupid mistakes, hit guys out of bounds, elongate drives for Alabama. So they had the 3 pillars, Lady Luck, the Joker, and the sensei, and that's how you're able to pull that one off. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Do us a favor. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We'd really, really appreciate it. And thanks, as always, for being here.